StudyIQ IAS, आपका सिलेक्शन हमारा मिशन.
Strategy and consistency plays a very major role in preparation of civil services. Until and unless we know how to begin the preparation of civil services, our preparation usually go directionless. And so here, Ankit sir and Vishal sir is here with us to guide us on 3 important stages of civil services preparation. Okay? Like for example, if you're aspiring for 2027 and 2028, you have approximately 1.5 years to 2 years for your entire preparation, including the optional and CSAT part. So here, the preparation of civil services should go in 3 important stages. The first stage here is foundation phase, wherein we develop the basics, rather it be of history, geography, polity, environment, science and tech, and so on. Then comes the integration phase, wherein you add on to the knowledge that you have previously acquired. Like for example, if you're studying history, you'll start reading the reference book for the history. Same goes with polity and the other subjects, including the optional part. And the most important thing, I usually keep on saying the aspirants in the paid classes and as well as on the YouTube, it is more important to revise the concept than reading the new concept. Always it is said, it is better to read one book 10 times rather than reading 10 books.
Exactly. Right.
So the most important aspect here is we'll go for the consolidation phase, where the strategy majorly would be in answer writing, revision, and the most important aspect, solving the different test series and mock test. So here, first of all, I'll ask Ankit sir to throw light on how to initiate the basic preparation for economy. Ankit, you.
Thank you, Alok sir. Now, economy remains one of the trickiest, but on the other hand, it is also one of the most interesting subjects. What you have to realize, as far as Indian economy is concerned, there are no standard textbooks that you can refer to with 100% accuracy in comparison to say what is polity for Lakshmikant is for polity, or what's modern history, it's spectrum. Now what you have to understand, as far as economy is concerned, for foundation phases you can mostly rely on NCRTs, and that too NCRTs for class 11th and NCRT for class 12th. Now there are 2 NCRTs in class 12th which you can refer to. One is Introductory Macroeconomics and another one is Introductory Microeconomics. What I suggest to the students is that in the foundation phases, just try to read NCRTs as a storybook. And there are 2 specific reasons for that. First of all, the NCRTs that we are reading today now in 2026, these were originally made in 2006 and have been subsequently revised. But still the facts given in these NCRTs are outdated. So what you have to do, just go through them, get the gist of it, read them as a novel, as a storybook, and don't absorb the facts that have been given there. Now, class 12th NCRT, especially macroeconomics, can be a bit difficult to understand initially. So here you'll have to integrate this NCRT with your integration phase. As I told you already, economy, there is one big problem, there is no standard textbook. So one of the best ways to prepare economy is to take admission anywhere or take help from any proper coaching institute. I'm not just saying StudyIQ, but you can take help anywhere. Now, what is important for economy, you have to understand that for prelims, there is a syllabus, and for mains, there is a separate syllabus. Between the two, mains and prelims, only a very small portion of economy actually intersects. So you'll have to prepare for prelims separately, which requires you to go in depth for chapters like banking, monetary policy, fiscal policy, etc. As far as mains is concerned, here you have to relegate yourself with issues relating to the growth of economy, agriculture, infrastructure, public-private partnership, topics like these. So that is why, as there is no standard textbook and as the syllabus is relatively vast, you'll have to get yourself a help somewhere. Where somewhere, I'll leave it up to you for deciding that. Now, this is economy for foundation and integration phases. Now, let us talk about the consolidation phase. When coming to consolidation, you'll have to understand the most important guiding light for your consolidation phase would be the PYQs. And believe me when I say this, there is no better way to prepare for UPSC exam rather than referring to PYQs. So once you have consolidated your learning, please refer to PYQs. And with the help of PYQs, you'll get to know how questions are asked in the prelims, what kind of topics are asked generally in the mains, and then prepare accordingly. And as Alok sir suggested, consolidation phase won't be completed unless you don't give mock test. And here mock tests for both prelims as well as mains are important. Now, please remember, whenever you take admissions anywhere, please ensure that those coachings are also offering mock test, because without mock test, your preparation remains incomplete, just like without a salt, your food remains not at all tasty. Understood? So I'll now give the mic to Vishal sir. He will guide you on how to prepare polity for both prelims and mains, and how to consolidate polity, because this is one of the most important subjects in UPSC.
So thank you, Ankit sir. So I'll be taking your Indian polity section, and I'll be telling you certain intricate details about Indian polity, because Indian polity is a subject that students do not usually understand how to comprehend, because students think Indian polity is all about governance, it is all about constitution. But in today's short video, we'll try to teach you how to approach Indian polity section. And students, remember, when you become officers, when you get selected, so Indian polity would be the subject that you will be requiring the most, because being a bureaucrat, you must understand how does the country functions. What is the political system? How does the political system function? What is the hierarchy in this country? How lawmaking is done? What are the authorities of the judicial? What are the authorities of the judiciary? What is the authority of Supreme Court and High Court? So I will take down your confusion and we'll start from the very beginning. So we have three phases. So in foundation phase, for Indian polity also, you must refer to NCRTs. NCRTs would be better because they will help you understand the basic concepts, right? For example, a beginner who does not have an idea of Indian polity, he'll not be able to distinguish between different organs of the state. He'll not be able to distinguish between what is legislature, what is the function of legislature, what is executive, what is judiciary, what is separation of power, what is division of power. And these components, these parts are very important for the purpose of your preparation and your initial preparation, because building on these concepts, you have to understand the Indian political system. Sometimes student asks, sir, why our political system sometimes resemble British system, and why our judicial system sometimes resemble American system. So for these, you will get very important lessons from obviously NCRTs. So you can refer to class 11th and class 12th NCRTs. Apart from Indian Constitution, these NCRTs will also teach you concepts such as secularism. What is equality? What is substantive and formal equality? What is political system? How does elections happen? What is the need of election? What is democracy? What is federalism? What is republican form of government? How is it different from a monarchy? So by reading these NCRTs, you're able to understand the basics of Indian polity. Then we'll move on to integration phase. Now, students, all of you know that there's one book that will help you a lot in preparing for, at least for Indian polity, and that would be Lakshmikant. So every student reads Lakshmikant. So there would be Lakshmikant, right? So you can take any of the revised edition, because there is a benefit for getting for revised edition, because obviously the new judgments are integrated. Any new amendments in the law, any new amendment in the constitution is also integrated in the new edition. So go for the newest edition that is available in the market for Lakshmikant. Apart from that, you also have to integrate this along with the news, because if you just go for prelim section, Lakshmikant would be sufficient, because it consists of lot of facts in a lucid and easy manner. So you'll be able to understand how Indian political system work. What are the important articles of constitution? You'll read constitution, fundamental rights, Indian judiciary, executive, legislature, their functions. Now the important thing is you have to integrate this conceptual knowledge along with the knowledge in the news, because generally in mains, in prelims Lakshmikant would be sufficient, but in mains the questions are basically conceptual. So they'll ask conceptual question. So they will ask you, how do you integrate a right to life of a child, a newborn child, or we can say a fetus, along with the autonomy, bodily autonomy of women. Because a woman being a mother, she has a right of bodily autonomy, right? In the same manner, the child who is still in the womb of a mother, a fetus, he also has the right to life. Now, how do you balance this? How do you balance this? Because if a mother wants to abort a child, can she do it? But does a law put restrictions on abortion? Now, how do you reach a middle line? So for that purpose, you read some conceptual knowledge. And for that, you have to read the news articles. Apart from that, if you want, you can also go for DD Basu. This will help you strengthen your conceptual knowledge, right? I'm not saying you directly jump onto DD Basu because it is a book that is based on concepts, important concepts and detailed concepts. So first of all, you go for NCRTs, try to understand the concepts, then move on to Lakshmikant, consolidate your facts, try to understand how the political system works, and then move on to DD Basu for the purpose of your advanced preparation. And once you have gone through DD Basu and Lakshmikant, then the next stage is consolidation phase, where definitely you have to go for PYQs. Start reading PYQs, and I'll give you one important tip. Before you start reading Lakshmikant, just take a cursory look at PYQs. Because you have to understand how UPSC is asking. What is the pattern of UPSC for the purpose of asking questions? Because once you start reading Lakshmikant and you try to involve yourself into the facts, now you cannot change your understanding pattern. So before getting into Lakshmikant, just look at PYQs. If you're not able to understand the PYQs, no problem. No problem. At least you will get to know what is the pattern of question forming. What is the pattern of the pattern on which UPSC is making questions. So just take a cursory look at PYQs and for prelims, not for mains, right? Then go for Lakshmikant. And after every chapter, once you finish every chapter, suppose we have finished the chapter on fundamental rights, try to attempt the PYQs. If you are not able to do it successfully, no problem. Again, go for revision. See where are you lagging. If you're lagging conceptually or if you're lagging factually. For example, if they ask question on Article 29, but you don't know what is Article 29, how will you be able to answer the question? No, you'll not be able to. Then see why you're not able to attempt the PYQs. Either you're lacking conceptually or factually. Then try to take on the preparation in the phased manner. And then after attempting PYQs, if you want, so you can use the PYQs of mains also, because it will help you in answer writing, right? So when you enroll in the course, teachers obviously in class, they will teach you how to go for answer writing, how an answer is structured. Because the major problem that students come across in answer writing is they lack concrete context. They are writing what they are knowing. They are not writing as per the requirement of the question. They are writing what they know. The question is phrased in a different manner and they are writing as per their own knowledge. And then they think they'll get marks. No. You have to write according to the requirement of the question, and for that you have to try to understand what is the requirement of the question, how do you interpret the question. So after going for PYQs, for the mains purpose, for Indian polity section, just take a look at PYQs and you will get the answers for PYQs from DD Basu and the current affairs. So in your current affairs, a large part also goes to polity section, important laws, important amendments, important judgments. So if you take care of the judgments and important amendments, your current affairs section of Indian polity will be taken care of. So with this, I'll end up my tutorial. So I'll hand over the mic to Alok sir and I'll discuss certain important phases of preparation for history, geography and other subjects.
Thanks a lot, Vishal sir, for throwing light on vivid aspects of polity. My friends, before I begin up with what should be the approach for history, let me tell you a very short story, okay? And I'll tell you the glimpse of the story so that you can understand the way we need to approach the history section, okay? Buddha's original name was Siddharth. His father's name was Shuddhodhan and his mother's name was Mahamaya. It is said that, like Buddha, the word Siddharth basically means one who achieves his aim irrespective of the circumstances. After the birth of Buddha, 7 days later, his mother, Mahamaya, passed away. And he was raised up by his aunt, whose name was Prajapati Gautami. The birth of Buddha is celebrated in India as Buddha Purnima and in Southeast Asian countries as Vesaka. A saint from the region of Himalaya, whose name was Asita, once visited the kingdom of his father, that is Shuddhodhan. He picked up the child and said, "Your son would become one of the great emperors or your son, he will become a great sage. Instead of being happy, his father, he was worried about this. If my son becomes an emperor, that's good enough. But suppose if he becomes a sage, what will I do with this kingdom? It is believed that Siddharth never knew what is dukh, pain and suffering in life. At the very young age of 16, he was married to Yashodhara, and later on, he had a son named as Rahula. Once upon a time, at the age of 29, he was driving down the town along with his charioteer. And 4 events drastically changed his life. An old man bent with age, a sick man groaning with pain, a corpse or a dead body, and finally an ascetic. He was very much fascinated towards that ascetic because he thought that when there is so much of dukh, pain and suffering in this world, how come he's so calm, cool and composed? After having a dialogue, at the age of 29, he decided to renounce his worldly life. And that process in the history of Buddhism is referred as Mahabhinishkraman. After renouncing his worldly life, he moved to a place called as Rajgriha. From there, he moved to Vaishali. And here he met 2 spiritual teachers, Alara Kalam and Udak. From them, he learned the techniques of meditation. And it is said that he became so expert in meditation that Udak said that now on my behalf, you teach the other disciples the meditative practices. He said, no, I am on a very different mission on a truth. Till the age of 35, he lived the life of an ascetic. He wandered from place to place in search of truth. He walked barefooted for the miles. Finally, at the age of 35, he reached Gaya. And he was offered rice milk by a farmer's daughter whose name was Sujata. He sat under a peepal tree on the banks of Niranjana or Falgu river. And at the age of 35, it is said that after continuously meditating for 49 days under a peepal tree, Siddharth attained Nirvana. And from now onwards, he was referred as Buddha, the enlightened one. The first mudra that he performed after what we say achieving Nirvana was Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. After this, he delivered a lot of sermons. The first sermon he delivered was at Sarnath near Varanasi, and that is referred as Dharma Chakra Parivartan. Till the age of 80, he delivered a lot of sermons. And at the age of 80, he had his last meal at Vaishali from a blacksmith named as Kunda. Okay. And he told to his favorite disciple Anand that the time is close when I'll relinquish my body. So one of the person heard about this. Okay. And he started weeping or crying. He said that if you will relinquish your body, who will show the path of righteousness to us? Many Buddhist scholars believe that probably these are among the last words of Buddha. And Buddha replied, Apa Deepo Bhava. I repeat, Apa Deepo Bhava. Be your own light. And at the age of 80, Buddha passed away at a place called as Kushinagar or Pava. And after this, his body relics were being distributed among 8 royal families by a Brahmin named as Drona. And a stupa was constructed over it. So stupa simply signifies the death of Buddha, that is Mahaparinirvana. So through this entire story of 2 to 3 minutes, I have talked about Mahabhinishkraman. What is Nirvana? I've talked about Mahaparinirvana, Bhumi Sparsha Mudra. And my friends, you can Google this. All these questions have been asked in UPSC Prelims examination. History is not a boring subject. The most important is how we approach history. So my personal suggestion to the beginners is, whenever you are approaching history, follow a very simplistic pattern, and that is SFC. Story, fact, and concept. Isn't that so, sir?
Exactly, sir.
Because whenever you correlate the fact and concept with a story, like you will improve your retention capacity. Because you will remember the entire story what I have narrated right now. Correct? So as a beginner for history, I would suggest you read the basic NCERT. Apart from this, compulsorily read the 11th and 12th standard Tamil Nadu State Board book. Because in the 11th standard Tamil Nadu State Board book, there is a comprehensive coverage of ancient and medieval Indian history. Apart from this, in 12th standard Tamil Nadu State Board book, there is a comprehensive coverage of modern Indian history, which plays a very pivotal and crucial role in the prelims as well as mains examination, plus world history. So that should be the approach specifically in the foundation phase. Then you have to add on to your knowledge. And as a part of integration phase, pick up one book. I won't be suggesting you to read multiple books. Just pick one book, either for ancient, for medieval, and one book for modern Indian history. In my personal opinion, you can prefer Poonam Dalal Dahiya. I repeat, Poonam Dalal Dahiya for ancient and medieval Indian history. And for modern Indian history, usually, specifically, people suggest the book Spectrum by Rajiv Ahir. But it is quite bulky. So in my personal opinion, I would suggest you another book, that is B.L. Grover and Alka Mehta. Although it is bulky, you won't feel monotonous while reading that, because everything have been made crystal clear in the format of a story. So you'll feel like that you are reading a novel. So for modern Indian history, you can prefer another important book, that is B.L. Grover and Alka Mehta. Then coming to world history. For world history, read the basic NCERT from Arjun Dev. And you can prefer Norman Lowy at the integration phase. Okay? Art and culture. One can prefer Nitin Singhania, and basics of the art and culture should be read from Themes of Indian History. So these are the basic books. One more thing I'll tell you. Usually these days, UPSC has developed a tendency to ask questions on art and culture by correlating it to the current affairs. Now let me give you a very simple example. On the Republic Day parade, there were many tableaus of different states. Like for example, the tableau of Madhya Pradesh depicted the Mahadev temple, which is located in the Kalinjar fort. And let me give you a very simple example. Sher Shah Suri, he died while besieging the fort of Kalinjar. So where is Kalinjar fort located? What is the historical significance of Kalinjar fort? What is the edge of Kalinjar fort over the fort of Gwalior? Where is Bundelkhand region? So questions can be correlated from there. Nagaland's tableau depicted on Republic Day parade depicted the famous Hornbill festival. So probably the questions can appear from there as well. Correct? Mahakumbh of East, and that is Ambubachi Mela, celebrated in the famous Kamakhya Devi temple located in Guwahati. So current affairs, basics you can read from Themes of Indian History, Nitin Singhania, and you have to correlate the art and culture with the current affairs compulsorily. So that is the basic approach for history. Let me tell you in short, very short, about geography. See, geography has physical geography, Indian geography, and world geography. As a beginner, start reading the 11th and 12th standard NCERT. 11th standard NCERT, that is India's physical environment, wherein you will cover the basics about climatology, the basics about oceanography, and so on. So India's physical environment and fundamentals of physical geography, both of them are necessary. I repeat, India's physical environment and fundamentals of physical geography. For world geography, 6th, 7th, 8th standard old NCERT. Because here the things have been covered in the manner like continent-wise. What are the soil types? What is the climate of that continent? The countries in that continent? The mineral resources? The important rivers? Important lakes? Important mountain ranges? Everything has been covered in these NCERTs. Okay? As a part of specifically integration state for Indian geography, you can prefer a book by the book that is Periyar. So this is the basic. For environment, I would suggest you 9th and 10th standard ICSC board book is a must. Because here the conceptual clarity is given. So these are the basic books that you guys need to prefer for your preparation for the civil services. Basic reading of history, geography, environment, polity, and economy, it should be covered within a span of 100 to 120 days. Okay, maximum 150 days. In the coming session, we would be talking about specifically how to approach the NCERT. Correct? Many of the students have the habit, like they directly paint the NCERT, sir, right from the first page to the last page.
And they're painting each and every line with different colors.
Exactly.
It looks like a rainbow.
So, the basic aspect here is whenever we are reading the NCERT, there are 3 stages. First reading, second reading, third reading. We don't need to paint the entire NCERT. We just need to highlight the keywords. And in the coming session, we will be coming up with a strategy how to approach the NCERT. Now, Vishal sir would be talking about the different batches, that is SIP batch, then resolution batch for 2027 and resolution batch for 2028. Vishal sir, up to you.
So, students, as per your requirement, so we are offering different batches. So we have a SIP batch for 2026. So as of now, we are approaching prelims, and within 2 to 4 months, we'll be having prelims examination. And for that, you require a structured program, right? So SIP, Success in Prelims, is the program that offer all of these. So you will be taught in a manner that would be helpful in preparing the last stages of our preparation. Along with that, you will also get tests. You will also get mock tests that are based specifically on UPSC prelims pattern. So students who want to enroll in SIP, they can use our Republic Day sale. So on the occasion of Republic Day, StudyIQ has launched Republic Day sale, and on that you'll be getting up to 77% off. So students, this is a chance for you. This is really a chance for you. So if you want to enroll in 2026 SIP, so you can use the Republic Day sale, and it will end on 31st of January. So you're not left with much of your time. And to add something, I would like Alok sir to.
So, my friends, the batches are also available for 2027 and 2028. And as a part of extended Republic Day sale, there is a discount of up to 77% off. Okay. And the last day of the admission would be 31st of January 2026. Rather, it be for 2027 and 2028. Now, let me tell you a few features about this. First of all, the batches are available in Hindi. They are available in bilingual mode, that is Hindi plus English. And finally, it is available corely in English language. And this will cater to the needs of the aspirants precisely from southern part of India and northeastern India. All the subjects would be taught to you completely in English. History, geography, polity, economy, science and tech, current affairs, and so on. Apart from this, there is proper focus on the answer writing. Preparation of UPSC is not like a straight line. It goes like a crest and trough. So you require a mentor during your preparation. So there would be a mentor who would be guiding you throughout your journey for civil services. So here, there is 77% off specifically on resolution GSP2I foundation batch. It's a January morning batch. Okay. This is a batch for 2027. Similarly, the batches are available for 2028 with similar features. So it's a January morning batch. So to get the benefits of these batches, you have to use certain codes for the discount. So the codes are VG Live, ATS Live, or Alok Live. So my friends, if you use these codes, you will get up to 77% discount on the courses that you purchase. So grab this opportunity. The last day of the sale is 31st of Jan 2026. With this, I'll stop my words. Hand over to Vishal sir. Thank you.
So thank you, sir. And at last, I would like to reflect on something very important. Students generally, and sir had also touched upon this important facet while we were discussing Indian history. I would like to seriously suggest you, students, whenever you are preparing, go for definite sources. Students generally are not able to choose particular sources. They are reading a particular book for a particular subject, and after that, they are jumping onto a new book. No. Just read selective books that will cover your syllabus comprehensively and revise them. At least go for 4 or 5 revisions. At least.
Exactly.
Reading a book a single time is of no use. I'm being very blunt here. Reading a book for a single time is of no use because you will not be able to remember the facts. You will not be able to understand the concepts. So go for one book, go for one source and read it multiple. It might look boring because reading new books, it excites people. But this is the requirement of the examination, right? So you read one source, one book and revise it multiple times. And apart from that, go for PYQs. Go for answer writing, and even before answer writing, go for PYQs. As soon as you subject, as soon as you finish one subject, go for attempts. Go for attempts of your questions, PYQs, and then very important, integrate your preparation with current affairs, because current affairs form a very important part of your preparation. Just go for one newspaper daily. read the newspaper and take out the important news that are relevant for the UPSC preparation. There are multiple news that are not at all relevant. You do not have to get into the political news. You can read them for the purpose of your knowledge, but at least take out few articles, few paragraphs that are important for the purpose of your examination and read them multiple times. And at the end of the month, just try to read the magazines. So we are offering you magazines. You can also get the news affairs or current affairs at our websites also. So you can just try to read the magazines at the end of 1 month. So by reading current news, current affairs on a daily basis and then integrating them with magazines, that would be suffice for your purpose. And sir, anything would like to add on?
One more feature that I forgot to tell you, like apart from 77% off on all the courses, up to 77%, okay, there is double validity. Now, what is double validity? Suppose I purchase a course for a year. I can have access to that course for 2 years. Okay, so that is nothing but up to 77% off plus double validity. So here, grab this opportunity and use the codes that are flashing on the screen. VG Live to get the benefits of these batches, ATS Live and Alok Live. Anything you want to add on, sir?
So students, this is a chance for you. So you'll get double bonus. On Republic Day, you'll get double bonus. And with this, we'll end up the session here. So if you have any doubt left, you can definitely call our counselors.
Exactly.
So they'll be at your service every time. And so wishing you again a very happy Republic Day. And thank you.
Thank you and have a nice day, all of you. Thanks a lot.
StudyIQ IAS, आपका सिलेक्शन हमारा मिशन।